Hello everybody, welcome back. We're still continuing with the first example that we're looking at, creating a histogram. So just remember these few items when you create a histogram. So what we're going to do is we're going to graph this. I'm going to use a program called Desmos. So we'll go to desmos.com and this creates a real nice graph. Like if you were working, I know by hand it can get tedious, but let me show you how to do that right now. So the first thing you want to do is you want to enter your data. So what you're doing when you're doing Desmos, you'll enter the data. So I'll just put F for flow rate equals, and then you're going to use your square bracket, and you're going to enter all those 50 pieces of data, which I know can be tedious. So what I've already done is I've already entered them, so I'm going to do that now. So F equals, and I put commas between all my data points. And if you look at your sheet there, the last ones were, you'll see them coming in, right? Okay. Last three, 4587, 1557, 2180. And you see the element, it tells me I've had 50 elements in the list. Next, what we're going to do is we will create our histogram. So to create our histogram, we literally just write histogram. Oh, histogram. And you open up your round bracket. And then it says data set. So data set is going to be F from above. And you put comma in, and it's going to ask for the bin width. And we made that was 500 if you recall. Okay. Now obviously this table is not set up yet. I have to make the X and Y values. I got to fix those. So I can do that, and I'll show you how to do that now. So we know that we want to go by 500, right? So what we do is we'll go over to our graph settings. It's a little tool in the corner. And we can create our x-axis. The negative we don't really need, but I'll just go negative 500 so you can see some, and then we'll go up to 5,000. All right, and you can see it building it really, really nice as you go there. Okay. Now it's moved over a little bit, so you can do what you can do to change that. It's very simple. I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. So when we come back here. See the bin alignment? You can center it or go to the left. I'm going to go to the left side so it's exactly at 0. So what it means is, there we go, you can see that a little better there. Okay. Oh. And our step is going to be 500. So it's already aligned it exactly how we want it. Like you'll see this goes up to 6 here, from 0 to 500, which is great. And this goes from up to 11. So when you're tallying, and then we have 9 here and 14. It's already done all that work, right? So these will match, and then we have 5, 1, 3, 0, 0, and then 1, just like we have in our data that we were originally given. And that's it. I'm going to get the 500 here. Just give me a second. So I've fixed this up. You can see I took the major grid line out. Maybe I'll put them back for the y-axis. Like I said, you can play with these. It's not going to affect anything. And your step. That should be all right there. Okay. So you see 6, 11, 9, and so on. So it's pretty neat. And then if you click on your tools in the top right again, what you can do is you can add a label to the x-axis. Remember the x-axis we're going to call it flow rate. So flow rate, and the flow rate was in meters per second. Meters per second. So you put the unit, and you just hit your space bar to slide that to where you want it for your diagram. Okay. I'll put it right here, roughly in the middle. Do the same thing for the y-axis. Add a label, and we call it frequency. And see it coming down the side, you just hit your space, and it brings you the frequency. It's perfect. And of course, you're going to put title in. I don't think I can do it on here, at least I'm not sure how to do it. I'm sure there's a way. I shouldn't say you're not able to do it. You can probably label your graph. So you would just put river flow rates, brackets 1950 to 1999, or something to that effect. Okay? So I'm going to take a picture of this for the notes, cut that out, and there's a graph there what you would make it on, right? And I'll show you how to do that when we're in class. So I'm going to put that title here now, river flow rates from 1950 to 1999. Okay. And there you go, nice, perfect frequency graph. You can go up by, you can see it's going up by 5 here, so that's 6, 7. I mean, you can label that if you want. I'll show you what that is. And then, of course, this just follows this tally we have here, right? And there's your data. And this is actually called, left skewed, because most of the data goes to the left here. We'll talk about that. Yeah, so that's what we call a histogram. Now what we're going to do is we can also create what's called a frequency polygon, and we're going to use some of the same data. We're going to use the exact same data, but it's a frequency polygon. It just connects them basically. So I'll show you how to do that now. I can use Desmos program as well to do that. So we already have it here, and I'll lay it right on top, and then I'll get rid of the histogram to show you. Okay. So now you're in Desmos, just go plus here, make a table, all right? And what the table is going to put the x values in. The x values are the midpoint of the flow rate, right? So the midpoint of the flow rate, so we had 0 to 500, so we'll put 250. The next one was 500 to 1,000, so we'll put 750, and you can just keep it an enter and it'll automatically do it for you. We'll go down to 4750. And the y is going to be the frequency, so it was 6, 11, 9, 14, 5, 1, 3, 0, 0, 1. Alright, so showing that data, right? And you'll see that we have a dot in the middle of each of the spots on the histogram, okay? And what we do to connect them is you just click up here, dot, and just hold it in, and you can break the lines and draw through there. Okay? And that's what we call a frequency polygon. Right? And you don't need the histogram behind it. I just wanted to show the overlap. So what I'll do is I'll just X's out this histogram and it's gone. And we can actually add 0, 0 in here if you want to connect, if you want to bring it down to 0, 0. So you could actually add another point, 0, 0, right? It should have been at the beginning though. I guess I should have did that at the beginning. If you want to connect that, but you can just put a point 0, 0 and connect that through. Okay. And that is your frequency polygon. So all you need to do is put in your midpoint values. So 0 to 500, I picked 250. And that's your x values, as you can see here on your list. And your y values are the frequencies. And that's all that's to it. And then we'll take a picture of that and put that for our notes, same as last time. Okay. And there's your frequency polygon. And remember, we just took the flow rate, so I'll take this information here, right? And we'll just modify it, because that's all we did. So I'll modify this table. So here we'll do the midpoint, and that's going to be your x value. Right? That'll be the x value. And then your frequency will be your y value. Okay, your frequency will be your y value. These are gone. Midpoint, 250. Oh. 250, 750, 1250, 1750, 2250. So it's just the middle of the middle of here, right? So you're just taking the middle value there. Oh, 3250 has skipped, or sorry, 2750. I apologize, 3250, 3750, 4250, oh, 4250, and 4750. Right, so all the mid, so these are your X and Y values for up here when you create them, and that is your frequency polygon. And we have the title again, same as the title. River flow rates. Right here, river flow rates with our table to support our answer. Okay? And there's some homework questions you can try, 1, 3, 5, 8, 9. These can also be done on the graphing technology as well. You can do histograms on the graphing calculator, and I will show you those as well. So to do this on the graphing technology, you're going to have to hit Stat, Edit, hit Enter, and then you're going to put all your data in. So I put the data in. I already have, don't mind list 1 and 2. That's just because I've other questions that I've done. But list 3, I've entered the data. Like you can have a bunch of different lists, so you just don't have to empty the list and re-enter the data. So I've added all 50 pieces of information. So 3058, 1065, and I went all the way down, right? And I put them all in, right till I get to the 50th. You see list 5, the 50th entered is the last one, 2180, so I know I have them all. I didn't miss any. All right, so once I have that, I'm going to hit second function y equals, which is stat plot. You're going to turn it on. So if it's off, just turn it on. You can do that by just hitting y equals, and I go up. See a stat plot, and I just hit, if I hit enter, it's not bolded. But if I hit enter again, it's bolded, so it's stat plot on. So second function stat plot, it's on. You're going to hit enter. You can pick which one you want. So I went over to histogram. I'll pick that. You can make whatever color you want, red, green, black, whatever, right? I'll put green like I did. Now it'll automatically default list 1, but our data I put in list 3. So if you have it on list 1, that's fine. That's no problem. And then frequency 1 is okay. Leave that. And then just hit graph. And then you get this beautiful graph, right? So I went by 500ths. When I go to window, I went 0 to 5,000, and then my bandwidth is my scale, 500, and then my Y was 0, went up to 15, and I went scales of 5. You can go scales of 1 if you want. It doesn't make a difference. When you graph, it's just showing all the ones, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That might be better. And there's 6, right? And you can't see the lines of 500 because it's on every single one perfectly. Okay? So there is how you do what's called a histogram using the graphing technology. Now again, if you go to second function stat plot again and click enter, you can go to join your data. This one you have to have 2 lists. If you want the frequency polygon, so you have to have list 1, list 2. So what I'll do is I'll go stat, calc, and what you need to do is, or sorry, edit, and what you want to do is you want to put those lists in like we did in the midpoint flow rate. So we'll do at list 4, we'll do the midpoints, 250, 750, and so on till we get down to. So I just added all the data. There's my midpoint in list 4, and put all my frequency in list 5. Then we can graph this. The window's going to be fine. I turned off the plot 1, and then I put plot 2 on here. All right, and go down to plot 2. Turn it on. Put in line graph, so attach everything. Put list 4 and 5 in. X was midpoint, 5 is the frequency, whatever color you want. You hit graph, and there's a frequency polygon as well. Okay, and actually have both graphs on at the same time if you want. I just put both on. So click up here. If it's second function y equals, you can turn them both on, right? And I'll hit graph, and you can see that they go through. I don't like the red. I'm going to change my color there. Change this to blue. And then we graph. So the blue is you can see is the histogram, and again, there you are. So you can do it with both technology, right? I like Desmos, but you can do it with your graphing technology that you'll have on when you do an assessment. All right, so that's it for the frequency polygons and the histograms. And you can just look at the questions at the bottom here, page 221, 1, 3, 5, 8, and 9. All right. Hope you will enjoy the videos, and we'll talk again soon.